This is our lesson for lesson 10, our video for lesson 10. I'm not quite sure what page we're on. I don't have my book in front of me, but you guys can find this page, okay? And it's asking if a student uses a ruler like this to measure the length of their foot, which choices would be appropriate measurements? Select all that apply. So we're looking at the specifics of each of these different measurements. Could a student measure his foot or her foot to be 9¼ inches? How about 9 5/64 inches? Well, the idea here is, what's that ruler broken down into? Here's 1 inch. What are each of those other little measurements in between? If that's an inch, then this would be a 1/2 inch. This would be a 1/4 inch. This would be an 1/8 of an inch. And if you look at your ruler closer, you notice these little hash marks, they have different sizes. The longest one is at the inches, smaller ones are at the 1/2 inches, the next smaller ones are at the 1/4 inches, and so on. So as we're thinking about which of these measurements could they get, on this ruler they couldn't get to 9 5/64 because those markings don't go down to the 64th place. Similarly with the centimeters, we could hit 23½ centimeters. Again, here's 1/2 centimeter. If this is 2 centimeters and this is 3, that's 3½ centimeters. But we couldn't get 23.475659 centimeters exactly, right? So I would say this one. Yes, we could get 9¼ No, I marked this wrong. No, we could not get that one. No, we could not get that one. 23.48, I'm a little iffy on that one. So we could get to 4 and then not quite to halfway. That might be 4/8. So maybe we could get there. Not sure if we could measure that exactly or not. We should be doing this exercise with a ruler. This says, here is a scale drawing of an average size 7th grader's foot next to a scale drawing of a foot belonging to the person with the largest feet in the world. Estimate the length of the larger foot. So this is just a picture, right? It's a kind of a scale drawing, but we don't know how long it is. It's a scale drawing of a foot. What they want you to notice here is if we kind of compare the 7th grader's foot to the foot of the longest person, or person with the longest foot in the world, we notice that the 7th grader's foot, that's about half, that's about half, that's about another half. So it's about 1½ times, the largest foot in the world is about 1½ times the average 7th grader's foot. So here's the question. Measure your foot. How long is it? I have no idea how long a 7th grader's foot is. And then can you do it times 1½ Can you figure out whatever that number was times 1.5, or your foot length, and then take half of it and add it on at the end, the average or the foot length of the largest feet in the world. So we're going to skip after this exercise. I want you to pause, measure your foot if you can, and try to estimate that large foot. We're going to skip the next exercise about the triangle on the map, because it's better to do all as a class and we just are not together today. So we're going to skip to activity 10.3, and it says this is a new drawing of a playground. Here's a scale drawing of a playground, and notice we have sides A, B, C, and D, and it tells us that the scale is 1 centimeter to 30 meters. So I'm going to draw myself a T-chart here. And again, I want you to do the same thing. Get used to drawing these T-charts. We're going to use them a lot this year. I'm going to draw a long one, because this one we're actually going to do a couple things with. So we have our side lengths. Our scale is 1 centimeter, represents 30 meters. And I want you to actually take out a ruler and measure side A, side B, side C, and side D. Okay, I don't know how long they are, but measure those with a ruler and put them in here in your chart. And write down the actual lengths of the sides, okay? So to go from the actual down to the scale, we would divide by 30, or from the scale up to the actual size, we would multiply by 30, okay? So pause here, measure those things in your book, and fill out that T-chart. So here's a little inside information. My book is all the way downstairs and I'm too lazy to go get it. So I do not have the ability to measure those numbers exactly, okay? I'm going to make a guess that side A was 2 centimeters, and that side B was also 2 centimeters, and that side C was 4 centimeters, and side D was 5 centimeters. And again, I just totally made that up. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I want you to use an actual ruler, okay? So if we do that, we can figure out the actual lengths of the sides of the playground. So again, our scale here is 1 to 30, right? So to scale from the centimeters up to the actual size, we would multiply by 30. So 2 times 30 would be 60 meters. 2 times 30 again would be 60 meters. 4 times 30 would be 120 meters. And 5 times 30 would be 150 meters. Again, my numbers might be off. I'm making a guess there, but you guys can multiply by 30. So the reason we needed to do that is because our question here says make another scale drawing of the same playground at a scale of 1 centimeters to 20 meters. So we need these values to come up with the new scale values. So I'm going to draw myself a new T-chart in just a second. So with this new T-chart, what we're actually looking for is the size that we're going to draw on a piece of paper. It should be in centimeters, right? It should be the little size. Well, we know our new scale is 1 to 20, right? We know that side A was 60 meters, side B was 60 meters, and again, use your own numbers. If mine are not right, use yours. Side C 120, and side D 150. We knew that because they were up here in this chart, right? The actual playground, that's the dimensions of the playground. But now what I want to do is I want to draw this little scale drawing. So I need to go backwards from there. Instead of multiplying by 20, now I need to find the smaller drawing, smaller number I'm going to divide by 20. Okay, so if I divided 60 by 20, I would get 3. And 60 by 20, I'd get 3. 120 divided by 20, I would get 6. And 150 divided by 20, I would get 7.5. Okay, so I want you to draw, and again, use your own numbers. Draw yourself a new scale drawing of the playground somewhere down here, using your ruler and measuring out those values. Okay, so pause here and draw that playground. And what you should notice is that, this is kind of weird, right? The scale itself got smaller. It's now 1 centimeter to 20 meters, but the picture got bigger. How can you justify that in your mind? The scale went from 1 to 30 to 1 to 20, but the picture got bigger. Why did that happen? See if you can come up with a reason. So important to reason that through, be able to put that into words. All right, what I want you to do is highlight, outline the lesson summary, and then we're going to go on to the practice problems. I want you to do question number 1, question number 2. We're going to skip number 3, and then we'll do question number 4 and question number 5. Okay, I'm not going to see you guys on Monday. You're taking the map tests on Monday morning. I might see you, but not during math class. So this all will be due on Tuesday, okay? So make sure all of this is finished on Tuesday or for Tuesday, and we'll look at your work on Tuesday. This is lesson 10. We'll do lesson 11, maybe touch on lesson 12, but we're about ready to wind down unit 1. Okay, so I will talk to you Tuesday, and we'll go over all of the practice problems. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.